comments, you know, whatever. I'm just curious what Doc Savage people think of something like that.
I liked it, and the part where I gave you the thumbs up, I felt a little like sounded a little Layla Schifrin, which I consider a compliment. Yeah. I love his stuff, you know, and it's just, I kind of felt that, you know. Yeah. Spy movie stuff, it's just kind of got in there, which, you know, was appropriate for Doc.
Yeah, there's a lot of eeriness in the album, there's a lot of menace, there's a lot of the unknown and all of that kind of stuff.
I'd say it's difficult to really comment too much on it on a first listen because there's a lot going on in there.
Right, and this is a pretty lo-fi setup here, too. You're missing a lot of depth, believe me.
It sounded surprisingly good.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, not the music, but...
to the layman, it sounded like...
Clear that up.
Yeah, it was amazing. Your art looked almost good on that screen.
I just wanted to clarify that.
We're talking about the 30s and 40s. You know, when I was listening to it online, you know, on the YouTube video, I was closing my eyes, and I got a little drift of steampunk coming through, you know, and that's kind of what we're talking about. I mean, that time period was when all the science and the electronics was at its raw nature,
right?
And putting a lot of the the real instruments instead of a synthesizer into it, it made it more Doc Savage, I think.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested. The whole science-sonic thing, the look and the feel of it there's a lot of that kind of retro future thing, which to me, I'll tell you honestly, I find the futurism of the 40s and the 50s much more appealing than generally what's happening today. I mean, look at the sounds. Look, in the music, you know, you're not allowed to do eerie, far out, weird music anymore for movies that are all about eerie, far out, and weird. I mean, look at Forbidden Planet. You know that score for that? It's the first all electronic score, and it really sounds like, okay, now we're all going to another world. Here we go, right this way, other world. And they don't do that anymore. When the Star Trek Next Generation came out, I was so disappointed in the music. But where's the evocative, strange, eerie, now we're in the future, now we're in another world? It sounds like Main Street USA to me. It sounds like a 4th of July parade. It doesn't do that for me, and so I miss that a lot. And you know, one of the emails I got from a fan was I was very gratified by this. He said, it's like you're trying to give people that world that was promised to them of what the future would hold and was never delivered. Yes. And I said, thank you for that, you know, because it's true. Any other comments or questions, or like, what the hell are you doing, or?
This might be a dumb question, but is that what was used now in the science fiction movies? What's that on the end?
The light one?
The theremin. Yeah.
This is kind of a gadget, but the theremin that you heard on there, the woo,
right.
Yeah, that's very much.
That's what they used in the 50s for the spooky music.
It was used in Day the Earth. It was used. A theremin was used in Day the Earth Stood Still, and a theremin is also used, I believe, in the opening theme of Star Trek.
Yes.
The first Star Trek.
I believe that's actually a vocal, but it sounds very much like a theremin.
Anyway, Hitchcock's composers use a theremin every once in a while.
Absolutely, yeah, all that stuff.
Well, if anybody watches The Big Bang Theory, Sheldon has an episode where he's using the theremin, where he's.
Okay, I have to tell you this. I just finished reading the new Will Murray, Death's Dark Domain, the new Doc story, which you very kindly contacted me out of the blue and said, I want to put your record cover in the back. He just gave me a free ad, and he sent me the book, and it's got theremin in it.
The man himself, or the instrument?
No, the instrument.
Oh, right.
I shouldn't give away all, you know, I'll just tell you that the theremin plays a large role, actually, in the story. And there's this moment, I love these moments where my passions come together. You know, there's this moment where Doc is confronting a theremin. I live for stuff like that. And he's explaining to his man, well, Rennie, it's got 2 antennas, and you know, it works by the heterodyne principle of beat oscillation between 2 sources.
When was the theremin first invented? I mean,
1919.
Okay, so no anachronisms. It's
No anachronism there.
Cool.
And I mean, when you think how far out it seems today, and by the way, when you see it played, it's the only instrument that's played without touching. It's played only in the air. Movement of your hands in the air change the volume and the pitch of this thing. It seems like magic today. Can you imagine 1919? Most people didn't even have electricity or anything.
The documentary on theremin is fascinating. It turned out to be really
It is,
interesting.
yeah.
You realize how much it's used in different things that we don't realize, and how old it is. Because it still sounds futuristic, like you're saying, in 1919. And he was seeing it as an actual viable instrument, not just to make, you know, weird sounds and spooky movies.
Yeah, it's an incredible story. His whole life, he was this Russian genius, scientist, musician, inventor. He created this thing in 1919. He demonstrated it for Lenin, and then he came to America, and he was sent over here to demonstrate the superiority of Soviet technology. Signed a contract with RCA, started making a lot of money. The Soviets didn't like that, so they kidnapped him, and brought him back, and sent him to Siberia, and put him to work at Siberia. He had to work for the what's it called over there? Like the equivalent of the Gestapo or KGB. KGB. Had to work for the KGB. He invented listening bugs that you put in little lamps and stuff like that. He invented motion detector alarms. All kinds of
That's a
stuff.
great document.
Then finally they let him out of the Siberia. He started playing it. He started teaching in the university. He started a course on electronic music. And then he ran afoul of the authorities again, and they pink-slipped him, and they sent him a note that said, electricity is for executing traitors, not for making music. It's an amazing story. The whole thing is just unbelievable.
We got interviews with Brian Wilson and Moog and Todd Rundgren.
Yeah, he died at like 95 or something. He lived a very long and bizarre life. Really bizarre life. Anyway, yes, that's the theremin that's heard in all those old sci-fi tracks.
1970s Sunday mystery movie. Theremin and the theme of that movie, which shows a guy with a flashlight.
What movie?
It was the Sunday mystery movie every Sunday night.
McDowell and wife, McLeod.
What?
Was Heck on that?
No, that was Wednesday night. The success of the Sunday mystery read Vanacek on
I'm
Wednesday.
sure a lot of us were relieved that along with the theremin and the sax, you had a string bass instead of a violin. Because people keep complaining that there's too much sax and violins.
Yuck, yuck.
Well, also it seems like the bass is often mentioned in the Doc Savage stories as far as the bass fiddle sound of the Super Fires.
That's right.
Or Rennie's voice.
Bull fiddle, they call it.
Yeah, bull fiddle.
Bull fiddle roar. That's
Yeah.
right. And of course, Doc was a composer, and he wrote violin music that was played in Carnegie Hall, and he played jazz clarinet.
Yeah, as the ship was sinking.
Thank you, Dad.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Take care.
Jay, where do you want to go?
Jay, did you get them to sign your cards?
Are we done, or what do you want to do?
Oh, Jay, did you have them
What are
sign
we
their
supposed to
cards?
sign?
Did they sign the
guest
cards?
book?
Sean Ellis?
The dance.
The dance.
Yes, I had him sign.
Tammy is asked the wrong boss.
That's not the only reason.
But they're not. It's not the way it's supposed to be done. But I did it anyway.
Thank you.
No, yeah.
If you're wrapped up, then we're done.
Okay, I mean, we could.
The Van Nuys video on YouTube?
No, the video that's on YouTube is The Secret in the Sky. That's why I want to know if you all had heard it. 'Cause if you'd heard it, we would have played something out. There's a lot more
Yeah, I didn't know
music.
you had a video.
If you do a search for Bronze Nemesis on YouTube, it pops right up. So
Somebody put Mad Eyes up there. That was not done with my knowledge or.
Oh, really? Someone made a video of one of your pieces already?
No, it's just a still of the album cover, but it was done in conjunction with the review. So, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Something else.
So I didn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I hope y'all check out the album. Thanks for listening. Thank you.
Thank you.
When you're in a concert and you're performing, you're literally picking up each one of these instruments and in order to do that song.
Yeah.
You have to, and you put it down, you pick up the next one, and do the next part.
There's a lot going on. It's a forest of instruments, a forest of stuff, and I got a lot to keep. It's a busy night. Wednesday's going to be a very busy night.
But you're playing the saxophone.
Yeah, and all the stuff.
How many
Really?
people?
5.
Okay, you have to come
There's a lot
outside
of
and do that.
instruments.
Let me guess, you're going for my
Anyway,
cue.
thanks for listening. Please check out the album, and I want everyone on my email list too. So.
I got video you, man.
Let's
You win my
take
cue,
a
you're in
10,
trouble.
15-minute break, and then we'll resume with Anthony.
breaks? 10, 15-minute breaks?
10, 15-minute break.